Grand Rising loves. Happy Thursday. Jueves. It is a Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of growth. All things that grow and expand and abundance. So think about that today. What is going to help you grow? That is the planetary energy. The guide for Thursdays is Jupiter. So the sacred geometry that showed up for today is invoking the infinite. And normally upright, invoking the infinite would talk about it being a healing day, an opportunity to heal, to seize the moment, to progress. But it showed up in the reverse. So invoking the infinite in the reverse is saying today's not a great day to heal, it's a great day to observe before you move forward. And so being in the state of observing is our natural state as spirit. We came into this human experience already having it planned. And so in that surrender, that's not being defenseless or weak. You are actually saying to the universe, I am allowing the universe to direct my flow. I am 100% receptive to all that is being shown, gifted, and moved into my experience today. So invoking the infinite in reverse is saying observe. Enter a space of surrender. Surrender actually takes immense courage because control is actually a trauma response. So when you feel like you want to control or you have someone in your experience that's so quote unquote controlling, that's because they don't feel safe or you don't feel safe. Wanting to control the outcomes creates an environment where you feel safe. If I know what's going to happen, then I feel safer, right? But we're not allowed to know. And any psychic who's really psychic knows that our gifts do not work for ourselves. They only work in service. And so I've had people ask me jokingly, like, how come you haven't hit the lottery? Well, that's misuse of gifts. And I would lose my gifts like immediately. So it keeps us humble. And I like that. I actually like that, that my gifts don't work for myself. So I get to make, have shitty experiences too, quite bluntly. So, yes, good. Stay stopped. It says, I am allowing God to direct my flow. I am receptive. Yes. And in the state of receptivity, we are our strongest. Think of the tree. What does the tree teach us in its stationary being? 100% receptive. Be the tree, right? How strong the tree is. So corn showed up, but also in the reverse. So corn is usually the message of abundance. And like I said, today is Thursday. It's a Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and abundance and anything for growth. But because we are in the state of receptivity, and corn in the reverse says, be really, really aware of your predisposition to feel entitled or to expect. So again, expectation goes back to that wanting control. So when we go into any experience with expectation, that is screaming, I am not safe and I want to be safe. And in order for me to feel safe, this is what's going to have to happen. But we are never dreaming big enough. We are never dreaming good enough. We are never dreaming magnificent enough. So when we create expectations, it makes us really small. And it keeps us tied in this tiny little programmed box. and we never really get to fully realize our true divinity. So when we let go and we surrender to the flow and become receptive, we are our most powerful divine self. And so the message of today really is that. Can you embody that still divinity to observe and say, what will be the next step? Show me. I don't have to design it because it's already been designed. Before I was even birthed, before I took my first breath, I chose it all. I chose it all, and I'm designing it. So what is the next step? Because the ego is what creates all of the wedge to divinity. It creates that partition, it creates that block. And so when you enter your heart space, it becomes so easy to just let go and flow. And so Topaz is the tool of the day. Topaz writes intention. And as I teach all the time, intention is everything. What is your intention? What are you creating? And are you walking the talk? Are you actually sending the message to the universe in a way that there is no confusion? That you're not willy-nilly about your desires, right? Or are you super clear on your desires? Are you super aligned? And that's the point. When you are aligned and heart-centered, your intention is pure. It immediately purifies the intention because you are on the path, you are completely on purpose, and the intention becomes pure because it's in full alignment with your highest path. It is fully aligned in integrity. And you're in your heart space. You are operating from that place of divinity. So it is completely pure. So this is Topaz for some show and tell. This beautiful golden stone. I just have like 4 little pieces here. Isn't that one pretty? It's got like a burnt orange in it. I think this one does too. The 2 bigger ones have some darker streaks. These are also stone of abundance, which is really cool because Jupiter, like I said, is the ruler of Thursday, and being the planet of abundance and Topaz being called in for the energy today, that's awesome alignment. I love that. And the color for Jupiter, if you want to pull in that energy, is orange. And Topaz is actually a fire stone. So it really connects first through the solar plexus and then works its way through the chakra system. But it is starting in the solar plexus. And Eastern teaching teaches that the seat of our soul is there, that it's at the super base of the heart, and sandwiched on the very top, the apex of the solar plexus is the seat of the soul. And so when you bring that fire energy through the heart, that's what real passion is. Passion is for your purpose and your path, which writes the intention. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, just a little trivia. Anyhow, I'm rambling again. Viewers drops by half. Anyhow. So the culmination of today's spread is the circle cross of Tenon, the rare intersection of heaven and earth. So this is nice because, like it says, today's not a day to heal, it's a day to observe. Be really aware if you have a pattern of going into things with expectation or feeling entitled, right? So entitlement is different than worthiness. Don't get it twisted, because we're taught that putting ourselves first is selfish. And so there's a whole lot of adults walking around with that programming and afraid to choose themselves, or afraid to say, I am worthy and this experience is not worthy of me. And that's different. That's not entitlement. Entitlement is like, I'm going to sit here and all of this will be done for me. I don't have to lift a finger because y'all are less worthy than me, so you do the work and I'll reap the benefits. That's entitlement. There's a difference. Worthiness is actually saying, I am willing to do what is necessary to align for myself, to heal my trauma responses, to backspace delete the programming so that I can reconnect with my highest self, my divine nature. And that actually eliminates entitlement, but it increases worthiness. So there's a difference. That's the shadow aspect, by the way, of worthiness, entitlement. So just like arrogance is to confidence, I mean, you have to really be aware of your shadows showing up in your experiences, so that you can heal the trauma response and go to the highest side of it. So that is the spread for today. And the circle, the rare intersection means that you are now in this divine abundant space where you can actually cross into a higher level of ascension and leave baggage behind. So that's the benefit of observing, of pausing, because then you can really become clear on your intent and not willy-nilly about your desires, so that you can walk the talk. And that's what helps you move forward without baggage. And so that's the spread for today. Thank you for the 3 of you that hung in there. I appreciate you so much. I recognize your most valuable commodity is your time and energy, and I appreciate you sharing this space with me. I truly do. I love you. And I am sorry for any disharmony that I myself have created. Please forgive me. Thank you for that opportunity. And I love you.